Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your Photo News Fix. This Photo News Fix is brought to you by Datacolor, who still want me to ask you one simple question, and that is, do you calibrate? Right now, you can upgrade to the top-of-the-line Spider 5 Elite Plus from any brand for only $139. Head on over to datacolor.com/fro for more info. Today, I bring you 4 news stories, so let's jump right in. If you could take any camera to space, what would it be? Well, if you're NASA, the answer would be not 1, not 2, not 24, but 53 Nikon D5’s. Yes, you heard that right. NASA just placed an order with Nikon for 53 unmodified bodies. If they paid full retail price, that would clock in at around $344,500. Now keep in mind, not all of those cameras will end up in space, but I do wonder, what would it cost to launch 53 D5’s into space? Well, Google told me it costs $10,000 a pound to get something into space, which means I need to do some simple arithmetic, aka math. 53 divided by 1 pound equals 53 pounds, and yes, I'm taking the long way around, don't make fun of my math. Times that by 10,000, which equals 530,000, which we multiply by 3.12 pounds equals $1.653,600,000. Now you know. Are you a fan of Brandon Stanton's Humans of New York? If you're not familiar with HoNY, where have you been for the last 7 years? Hey, boo-boo. Since 2010, Brandon has been posting photos along with stories of people he's encountered in New York City and around the world, and then shares them out on Facebook and Instagram. He currently boasts 18+ million followers on Facebook, which is pure insanity. Dan, I wish I had that many. Last week, Brandon announced via his Facebook page that for the past 4 years, he's filmed 1,200 interviews of his portrait subjects with the help of cinematographer Michael Cromet. Brandon says, early on I realized that video would add a deeper layer to Humans of New York. At the heart of all these posts are the conversations themselves. I'm often deeply moved by the people I meet, or they make me laugh, or they make me think. And I always do my best to recreate the experience through photos and words. But I always knew that video would provide the closest thing to actually being there. The show will launch next week on Facebook Watch, which is Facebook's attempt at bringing original content to its platform. Now, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, I highly recommend you check it out because it's done extremely well, and I personally look forward to seeing the stories. By now, you've probably heard that Nikon has officially announced the D850. Now, I'm not going to recap the specs again for you, but I'm going to share some interesting information coming from Imaging Resource. They are saying that the new D850 will have the same image quality, but at double the ISO of the D810. Imaging Resource writes, that is, the D850 at its top native ISO of 25,600 should deliver the same image quality as the D810 did at 12,800. If true, that's a pretty significant improvement. Now that's an advancement I can be excited for. This is what it's all about these days, cleaner images at higher ISOs versus prior bodies. But how's the dynamic range, being that everyone's an expert in that these days? Nikon says dynamic range will be as good or better than that of the D810 despite the higher pixel count. Wait, what? It's not guaranteed to be better? It only may be as good? Dan, get on the phone with Alan's camera right now and cancel my order post-haste. It's been no secret that Sony has been the manufacturer of many imaging sensors that Nikon has used in the past. Many people have speculated that Nikon would take a sensor that Sony has already used in its mirrorless bodies and repurposed it for use in the D850. Well, according to Imaging Resource, Nikon designed the new sensor themselves, opposed to buying one from Sony. Is this a good thing, or will it come back to bite Nikon in the butt? Only time will tell. Do you want to show the world that you shoot RAW? Well, if so, go to store.froknowsphoto.com to check out all the merch that is there. And finally, the new $1.6 billion Atlanta Falcons stadium employs a very unique retractable roof. 8 unique roof pedals can open in less than 8 minutes, creating a camera lens-like effect that exposes the inside of the facility to the open air on game and event days. The only question I have, though, is how is the bokeh? What it does look like to me is one big ad for Mercedes-Benz. Wink, wink, honk, honk. Send me a car, please. But I do have one more fun fact about the new stadium, it will house a Chick-fil-A. The only problem is the Falcons play most of their games on a Sunday, which means no chicken for you. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. Don't forget, if you're on Facebook, give this a Sherry McSherrison, and to check out the last photo news fix, go ahead and click up here. And that's it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.